What kind of world do we live in where Barrow is number 1? What just happened? Usu! What's up guys, my name is GXL and today we're actually going to be covering Blue Lock 204. And this is my first time actually covering a Blue Lock chapter, and it's something that I actually wanted to do since I caught up recently to the manga. A lot of you guys have been showing support, so I hope more of you continue to do so. If you haven't already, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and make sure to let me know down in the comments down below. Do you believe that it's going to stay the same in terms of the order, or who do you think is going to go up or down the list? Anyway, let's get into the chapter 204 of Blue Lock. So we end up seeing Isagi wake up. Isagi was knocked out from before and Kaiser had to catch him by the head very disrespectfully as always. We then go and see that Noah is basically looking after him, pretty much taking care of his body. And I think later you're gonna realize why. So Isagi actually realized that he defeated Kaiser in that moment. Noah was actually very interested to see if he knows how to explain himself and how he was able to reach that point. Could he verbalize his thought process, or was he just like before, normal? So pretty much, Isagi at the moment is like, I know how to spit my game plan now. You know, I unlocked this thing called meta vision, and pretty much I can use my peripheral vision to be able to look across the pitch everywhere and analyze what people want to do, but their egos are all in the way, which kind of makes it annoying. But now I could create chemical reactions because I could play off their ego from using my peripheral vision. This has been something new that he's unlocked and makes him think 100 times in the pitch. I think we can clearly safely say Isagi's thought process is leap years beyond his actual physical body. I mean, remember, he's still 17, so he hasn't even fully grown yet. In addition, he then gets to explain to Noah pretty much all the things in his head and how he was able to create and show off his new skill. And this actually revealed something we did not know. Jinpachi Ego used to be a footballer and was rivals with Noah. Now let me tell you guys right now, we know Jinpachi Ego is insane, and his ego is something that was very prevalent since the beginning of Blue Lock. In fact, almost so that he created Blue Lock in the first place. Now, he sees himself in Isagi a lot, and Noah points this out. And they used to actually be rivals, so how could the Jinpachi Ego really be? Like, when you guys really think about it, that is pretty much insane. So what has he been doing this whole time? Why did he stop playing football? And what made him start Blue Lock in the first place? This is just him wanting to create the world number 1. All these questions might just tie down to the fact that he wanted to create the world's number 1 so they can beat Noah instead of himself. This crazy resemblance between him and Isagi has now made it so Noah can really see Isagi actually doing very well. And that's not all for this chapter. In fact, this chapter has quite a lot of things. Not only do we see that Jinpachi Ego and Noah used to be rivals and what made him create Blue Lock in the first place, we actually get to see the rankings currently while Isagi was sleeping, the rankings of the matches that's all been played from the top 20 players from Blue Lock and the official rankings that come with it as it stands. So it seems like a lot of people, especially within Blue Lock, has received some big bids. But you know that the bids are crazy when Shido doesn't even make the top 10. What does that even mean? So as you can see, number 20 we have Karisu, and number 19 we have Hayate, number 18 you have Darai, number 17 you have Sendo, number 16 you have Shido, number 15 you have Otoya, number 14 you have Nico. So that means Nico's been playing very good, and he's now wanted to adapt a very defensive play, so it makes sense why he went to Juve or Uber in this case. Then after that we go to Corona, who was able to actually do some crazy quick plays, and that's number 13. Number 11 Aiku, so he was able to actually be the defender that he is, and obviously he's playing for a team that, you know, is a defensive team, so it makes a lot of sense. After that you see Aryu, which I haven't seen much of him. He's number 12 and Aiku's number 11. Then Gagamaru number 10. Now if you guys actually realize, Gagamaru is not even playing as a striker or even an alpha player. He's clearly just a goalkeeper, and it seems like people want to buy him for that exact reason. And you guys want to know why? It's because the saves he has been making have been ridiculous. Like, it immediately makes me feel, what on earth goes on inside his head? Like, what makes him do what he does? Gagamaru is very impressive when it comes to goalkeeper. Number 9 you have Yukimiya. Now, you know, Isagi is the reason that he's actually even in the top 10 at all. Isagi allowed him to be a pawn in his whole game, but he's also given him a light, giving him a reason to keep fighting for football. So it would have been sad if his career ended right there and then, because you know after that game he was not going to get another chance. Number 8, we have Chigiri. Now Chigiri has scored an amazing goal in the last game. Like, that goal was very spectacular, and I think he actually deserves to be number 8 for this list, and maybe even a bit higher, because not a lot of people can move as fast as him. He's very unique in that aspect. Number 7 is Rin. Now we haven't seen what PXG has been able to do, and they probably played only like one match, so they didn't even get to play all their matches yet. And apparently he's number 7, showing off what he could do. Maybe he might score a goal or two, but he's definitely below Isagi in this case, which I know he's not happy about because they're rivals. So I wonder what Rin's thinking in his head at the moment. Then number 6, you have Rio. Now Rio is the master of copying people, and he does this to the best of his abilities, 99% out of 100, which is pretty impressive. Him being able to articulate people's behaviors and can be able to pass the ball in amazing ways really does show that Rio is one of the people that you should look out for, being able to emulate your play and adapt to it and use it overall. He's the most balanced character in Blue Lock by far. And then it really makes you think, in Blue Lock, it all started off because they wanted them to be strikers. But now some people from being a striker is able to actually be outfield players or goalkeepers even. So what is getting assessed now? Now Noah actually points out the fact that the auction is meant to show your worth as a striker, but people are looking at you from other lens because they might want you for different positions because of what you're displaying. So not necessarily all these people are going to end up being a striker, even though that's what Blue Lock was made for. For example, Rio is very good at dominating the field, so they're going to play to his strength. And you can see that Arsenal actually were the people that bidded for him, which is also very impressive. Number 5, we have Kunigami, and this one is a very interesting one. His current worth is 47 million, but I'm trying to figure out what his offer club was. RPB, what does that stand for? What's the closest it is? I'm not 100% sure, but if you guys notice, tell me down in the comments down below what club that specifically is. And then after, Noah actually goes on to tell us about Kunigami and how it works. His boasted impressive physical prowess and dueling ability, scoring goals regardless of appearance. Add that all together, his value nearly doubled from 24 million to 47 million, and people really see Kunigami as a threat. But despite all of that, the player who jumped Kunigami in the rankings and almost tripled his value was none other than Yoichi Isagi, and he is currently 4th at 50 million. Even though he hasn't scored a goal, which if he scored a goal he'd probably almost be at 80 million, 90 million probably, he actually was able to dictate the pitch, dictate everything on the field in the last 2 games without fail. And it pretty much shows why he is one of the main men in Blue Lock. And don't get it twisted, it's not like that's a crazy offer or offer that's not usual. Someone who plays for an official club, Bastard München, Bayern Munich in this case, Ness, is the same worth as Isagi, which kinda makes it look bad on his part because he plays for a professional team and Isagi is basically worth the same as him. Now, what his attributes was and the positives were the positioning, winning balls back, playmaking in every aspect of the game, the most dangerous player on the pitch, and they called him the next Luka Modric. Blue Lock's heart is undoubtedly Isagi Yoichi. That's how the overseas media view him. He has a whole storyline, he has everything about him, and it all makes sense. The next Luka Modric is a very interesting comparison because they're basically saying he's going to end up as a midfielder more than an attacker, which is pretty cool if he gets Ballon d'Or like Luka Modric did, so we just have to see. Now, the top 3, first in 3rd place, Batra Meguru, currently at 66 million. Now, let's not be surprised guys. Batra has been able to show a lot of stuff. His skills, the way he's able to move and manage and score goals at the same time, he's basically going to be the next Lionel Messi at this point. I mean, look, he's playing for Barcelona, so it kind of makes sense. Number 2 is Manchester City, the boy wonder, the person who scored the most spectacular goal after Batra was none other but Nagi Sejuro. Nagi is probably my favorite character in Blue Lock thus far, and he having the most price tag, the highest price tag before number 1, is well deserved. Nagi scored one of the most incredible goals in Blue Lock history, which I could not believe he did. But it's not the end, because really and truly, this is just for now. So it can go up and down depending on what happens, right? Now don't forget, these are the rankings at the moment. But the one who stands on top of everyone and the one with the most ego in the club, Baru Shori, which has a current price tag of 100 million. 100 million. That is insane. And do you know why he has 100 million? Because he scored a hat-trick in his first game for the Ubers. Meaning that he is definitely a force to be reckoned with. This top 20 is very, very interesting, and it really does show the other people that haven't got any price tag has a lot of work to do. But now Isagi is gonna have the chance to finally face against Barrow, and I'm even excited to see what Barrow can really do, because if you score a hat-trick in a game, that must mean you are someone else. You are Himothy at this point. So let's see how Isagi decides to analyze. Anyway, that concludes the video. If you haven't already, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Thank you for watching this Blue Lock video, and I hope to put some more out in the future. You just have to watch the channel. Anyway, as I said to the new and old people, now come and visit my channel. Jana.